They flee from me, and selected other poems by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The lover showeth how he is forsaken of such as he sometime enjoyed. They flee from me that sometime did me seek, with naked foot stalking within my chamber. Once have I seen them gentle, tame, and meek, that now are wild, and do not once remember that sometime they have put themselves in danger to take bread at my hand, and now they range, busily seeking in continual change. Thanked be fortune, it hath been otherwise 20 times better, but once especial, in thin array, after a pleasant guise, when her loose gown did from her shoulders fall, and she me caught in her arms long and small, and therewithal so sweetly did me kiss, and softly said, "Dear heart, how like you this?" It was no dream, for I lay broad awaking, but all is turned now through my gentleness into a bitter fashion of forsaking, and I have leave to go of her goodness, and she also to use new fangleness. But since that I unkindly so am served, how like you this? What hath she now deserved? End of poem. Read by Alan Mapstone. The lover for shamefastness hideth his desire within his faithful heart. By Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. The long love that in my thought I harbour, and in my heart doth keep his residence, into my face presseth with bold pretence, and there campeth displaying his banner. She that me learns to love and to suffer, and wills that my trust and lust's negligence be reigned by reason, shame, and reverence, with his hardiness takes displeasure, wherewith love to the heart's forest he fleeth, leaving his enterprise with pain and cry, and there him hideth and not appeareth. What may I do when my master feareth, but in the field with him to live and die? For good is the life, ending faithfully. End of poem. Of the folly of loving when the season of love is past. By Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Ye old mule, that think yourself so fair, leave off with craft your beauty to repair, for it is time without any fable. No man setteth now by riding in your saddle. Too much travail, so do your train appair, ye old mule. With false favour though you deceived the A's, Whoso taste, you shall well perceive your lays, savoureth somewhat of a keeper's stable, ye old mule. Ye must now serve to market and to fair, or for the burthen for panniers a pair. For since grey hair's been powdered in your sable, the thing ye seek for you must yourself enable, to purchase it by payment and by prayer, ye old mule. End of poem. The lover compareth his state to a ship in perilous storm tossed on the sea. By Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. My galley charged with forgetfulness through sharp seas in winter nights doth pass 'tween rock and rock, and eke my foe, alas, that is my lord, steereth with cruelness, and every hour a thought in readiness, as though that death were light in such a case. An endless wind doth tear the sail apace, of foresaid size and trusty fearfulness. A rain of tears, a cloud of dark disdain, have done the wearied chords great hindrance. Wreathed with error and with ignorance, the stars be hid that lead me to this pain. Drowned is reason that should be my comfort, and I remain despairing of the port. End of poem. The lover, despairing to attain unto his lady's grace, relinquisheth the pursuit. By Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Whoso list to hunt, I know where is an hind. But as for me, alas, I may no more. The vain travail hath wearied me so sore, I am of them that furthest come behind. Yet may I by no means my wearied mind draw from the deer, but as she fleeth afore, fainting I follow, I leave off therefore, since in a net I seek to hold the wind. Who list her hunt, I put him out of doubt, as well as I may spend his time in vain. And graven with diamonds in letters plain, there is written her fair neck round about, Noli me tangere, for Caesar's I am, and wild for to hold, though I seem tame. End of poem. Of others' feigned sorrow, and the lover's feigned mirth. By Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Caesar, when that the traitor of Egypt with the honourable head did him present, covering his heart's gladness, did represent plaint with his tears outward, as it is writ. Eke Hannibal, when fortune him outshite, clean from his reign and from all his intent, laughed to his folk, whom sorrow did torment, his cruel despite for to disgorge and quit. So chanced me, that every passion the mind hideth by colour contrary, with feigned visage, now sad, now merry, whereby if that I laugh at any season, it is because I have none other way to cloak my care, but under sport and play. End of poem. The Lover's Life Compared to the Alps by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Like unto these immeasurable mountains, so is my painful life the burden of ire. For high be they, and high is my desire. And I of tears, and they be full of fountains. Under craggy rocks they have barren plains. Hard thoughts in me my woeful mind doth tire. Small fruit and many leaves their tops do attire. With small effect great trust in me remains. The boisterous winds oft their high boughs do blast. Hot sighs in me continually be shed. Wild beasts in them, fierce love in me is fed. Unmovable am I, and they steadfast. Of singing birds they have the tune and note, and I always plaints passing through my throat. End of poem. The Lover Laments the Death of His Love by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. The pillar perished is whereto I leant, the strongest stay of mine unquiet mind. The like of it no man again can find, from east to west still seeking though he went, to mine unhap, for hap away hath rent of all my joy the very bark and rind. And I, alas, by chance am thus assigned daily to mourn, till death do it relent. But since that thus it is by destiny, what can I more but have a woeful heart? My pen in plaint, my voice in careful cry, my mind in woe, my body full of smart, and I myself always to hate, till dreadful death do ease by doleful state. End of poem. How the lover perisheth in his delight as the fly in the fire by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Some fowls there be that have so perfect sight, against the sun their eyes for to defend, and some, because the light doth them offend, never appear but in the dark or night. Other rejoice to see the fire so bright, and ween to play in it as they pretend, but find contrary of it that they intend. Alas, of that sort may I be by rights, for to withstand her look I am not able, Yet can I not hide me in no dark place, so followeth me remembrance of that face, that with my teary eyes, swoln and unstable, my destiny to behold her doth me lead. And yet I know I run into the glede. End of poem. The lover complaineth the unkindness of his love, by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. My lute, awake, perform the last labour that thou and I shall waste, and end that I have now begun. And when this song is sung and past, my lute, be still, for I have done. As to be heard where ear is none, as lead to grave in marble stone, my song may pierce her heart as soon. Should we then sigh, or sing, or moan? No, no, my lute, for I have done. The rocks do not so cruelly repulse the waves continually, as she my suit and affection, so that I am past remedy, whereby my lute and I have done. Proud of the spoil that thou hast got, of simple hearts through love's shot, by whom unkind thou hast them won. Think not he hath his bow forgot, although my lute and I have done. Vengeance shall fall on thy disdain, that makest but game on earnest pain. Think not alone under the sun, unquit to cause thy lovers plain, although my lute and I have done. May chance thee lie withered and old in winter nights that are so cold, plaining in vain unto the moon, thy wishes then dare not be told. Care then who list, for I have done. And then may chance thee to repent the time that thou hast lost and spent, to cause thy lovers sigh and swoon. Then shalt thou know beauty but lent, and wish and want as I have done. Now cease, my lute, this is the last labour that thou and I shall waste, and ended is that we begun. Now is this song both sung and past. My lute, be still, for I have done. End of poem. The lover's lute cannot be blamed, though it sing of his lady's unkindness, by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Blame not my lute, for he must sound of this or that as liketh me. For lack of wit the lute is bound to give such tunes as pleaseth me. Though my songs be somewhat strange, and speak such words as touch thy change, blame not my lute. My lute, alas, doth not offend, though that perforce he must agree to sound such tunes as I intend to sing to them that heareth me. Then though my songs be somewhat plain, and toucheth some that use to feign, blame not my lute. My lute and strings may not deny, but as I strike they must obey. Break not them then so wrongfully, but wreck thyself some other way. And though the songs which I indite do quit thy change with rightful spite, blame not my lute. Spite asketh spite, and changing change, and falsed faith must needs be known. The fault so great, the case so strange, of right it must abroad be blown. Then since that by thine own desert my songs do tell how true thou art, blame not my lute. Blame but thyself that hast misdone, and well deserved to have blame. Change thou thy way, so evil be gone, and then my lute shall sound that same. But if till then my fingers play by thy desert their wonted way, blame not my lute. Farewell unknown. For though thou break my strings in spite with great disdain, yet have I found out for thy sake strings for to string my lute again. And if, perchance, this silly rhyme do make thee blush at any time, blame not my lute. End of poem. When fortune smiles not, only patience comforteth. By Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Patience, though I have not the thing that I require, I must of force, God wot, forbear my most desire. For no ways can I find to sail against the wind. Patience, do what they will to work me woe or spite, I shall content me still to think both day and night, to think and hold my peace, since there is no redress. Patience, withouten blame, for I offended naught. I know they know the same, though they have changed their thought. Was ever thought so moved to hate that it hath loved? Patience of all my harm, for fortune is my foe. Patience must be the charm to heal me of my woe. Patience without offence is a painful patience. End of poem. The dying lover complaineth that his mistress regardeth not his sufferings. By Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Like as the swan towards her death doth strain her voice with doleful note, right so sing I with waste of breath. I die, and you regard it not. I shall enforce my fainting breath, that all that hears this deadly note shall know that you doth cause my death. I die, and you regard it not. Your unkindness hath sworn my death, and changed hath my pleasant note to painful sighs that stop my breath. I die, and you regard it not. Consumeth my life, faileth my breath, your fault is forger of this note, melting in tears a cruel death. I die, and you regard it not. My faith with me after my death buried shall be, and to this note I do bequeath my weary breath, to cry I die, and you regard it not. End of poem. Of the mother that eat her child at the siege of Jerusalem, by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. In doubtful breast, whilst motherly pity with furious famine standeth at debates, the mother saith, O child unhappy, return thy blood where thou hadst milk of late. Yield me those limbs that I made unto thee, and enter there where thou wert generate. For of one body against all nature, to another must I make sepulture. End of poem. The lover compareth his heart to the overcharged gun, by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. The furious gun in his most raging ire, when that the bowl is rammed in too sore, and that the flame cannot part from the fire, cracks in sunder, and in the air do roar the shivered pieces, so doth my desire, whose flame increaseth from more to more, which to let out I dare not look nor speak, so inward force my heart doth all to break. End of poem. Of such as had forsaken him, by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Lux, my fair falcon, and thy fellows all, how well pleasant it were your liberty. Ye not forsake me, that fair might you fall. But they that sometime liked my company, like lice away from dead bodies they crawl. Lo, what a proof in light adversity! But ye, my birds, I swear by all your bells, ye be my friends, and very few else. End of poem. Comparison of Love to a Stream Falling from the Alps, by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. From these high hills, as when a spring doth fall, it trilleth down with still and subtle course. Of this and that it gathers and shall, till it have just down flowed to stream and force, then at the foot it rageth over all. So fareth love, when he hath ta'en a source, rage is his reign, resistance availeth none. The first issue is remedy alone. End of poem. Of Disappointed Purpose by Negligence, by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Of Carthage he that worthy warrior could overcome, but could not use his chance, And I likewise of all my long endeavour, the sharp conquest though fortune did advance, nay could I use, the hold that is given over I unpossess, so hangeth now in balance of war my peace, reward of all my pain. At Mount Zon thus I restless rest in Spain. End of poem. Of his return from Spain by Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Tagus, farewell, that westward with thy streams turns up the grains of gold already tried. For I with spur and sail go seek the Thames, gameward the sun that showeth her wealthy pride. And to the town that Brutus sought by dreams, like bended moon that leans her lusty side, my king, my country I seek, for whom I live. Of mighty Jove the winds for this me give. End of poem. Of the Mean and Sure Estate, written to John Poins by Sir Thomas Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. My mother's maids, when they do sew and spin, they sing a song made of the fieldish mouse, that for because her live-load was but thin, would needs go see her townish sister's house. She thought herself endured to grievous pain, the stormy blasts her cave so sore did souse, that when the furrows swimmed with the rain, she must lie cold and wet in sorry plight, and worse than that bare meat there did remain to comfort her when she her house had dight. Sometime a barleycorn, sometime a bean, for which she laboured hard both day and night, in harvest time, while she might go and glean. And when her store was stroyed with the flood, then well away, for she undone was clean. Then was she fain to take instead of food, sleep if she might, her hunger to beguile. My sister, quod she, hath a living good, and hence from me she dwelleth not a mile. In cold and storm she lieth warm and dry, in bed of down, the dirt doth not defile her tender foot, she labours not as I. Richly she feeds, and at the rich man's cost, and for her meat she needs not crave nor cry. By sea, by land, of delicates the most, her cater seeks, and spareth for no peril. She feeds on boiled meat, baked meat, and roast, and hath therefore no whit of charge nor travail. And when she list the liquor of the grape, doth glad her heart till that her belly swell. And at this journey makes she but a jape, so forth she goes, trusting of all this wealth, with her sister her part so for to shape, that if she might there keep herself in health, to live a lady while her life do last. And to the door now is she come by stealth, and with her foot anon she scrapes full fast, T'other for fear durst not well scarce appear, of every noise so was the wretch aghast. At last she asked softly who was there, and in her language as well as she could. Peep, quoth the other, sister, I am here. Peace, quoth the town mouse, why speakest thou so loud? And by the hand she took her fair and well. Welcome, quoth she, my sister by the rood. She feasted her, that joy it was to tell the fare they had. They drank the wine so clear, and as to purpose now and then it fell, so cheered her with, how, sister, what cheer? Amid this joy befell a sorry chance, that well away the stranger bought full dear the fare she had. For as she looked askance, under a stool she spied two steaming eyes, in a round head with sharp ears. In France was never mouse so feared for the unwise, had not he seen such a beast before. Yet had nature taught her after her guise to know her foe, and dread him evermore. The town mouse fled, she knew whither to go. T'other had no shift, but wonders sore. Feared of her life, at home she wished her though, and to the door, alas, as she did skip, the heaven it would lo, and eke her chance was so, at the threshold her selly foot did trip, and ere she might recover it again, the traitor cat had caught her by the hip, and made her there against her will remain, that had forgot her power, surety, and rest, for seeking wealth, wherein she thought to reign. Alas, my Poins, how men do seek the best, and find the worst by error as they stray, and no marvel when sight is so oppressed, and blinds the guide, anon out of the way, goeth guide and all in seeking quiet life. O wretched minds, there is no gold that may grant that you seek, no war, no peace, no strife. No, although thy head were hooped with gold, sergeant with mace, with halberd, sword, or knife, cannot repulse the care that follow should. Each kind of life hath with him his disease. Live in delights, even as thy lust would, and thou shalt find, when lust doth most thee please, it irketh straight, and by itself doth fade. A small thing is it that may thy mind appease? None of you all there is that is so mad to seek for grapes on brambles or on briars, nor none, I trow, that hath a wit so bad to set his hay for conies over rivers, nor ye set not a dragnet for a hare. And yet the thing that most is your desire, you do misseek with more travail and care. Make plain thine heart, that it be not knotted with hope or dread, and see thy will be bare from all effects, whom vice hath never spotted. Thyself content with that is thee assigned, and use it well that is to thee allotted. Then seek no more out of thyself to find the thing that thou hast sought so long before. for thou shalt feel it sticking in thy mind. Maid, if ye list to continue your sore, let present pass, and gape on time to come, and deep thyself in travail more and more. Henceforth, my Poins, this shall be all and some. These wretched fools shall have naught else of me, but to the great God and to his doom, none other pain pray I for them to be. But when the rage doth lead them from the right, that looking backward virtue they may see, even as she is, so goodly fair and bright, and whilst they clasp their lusts in arms across, grant them, good Lord, as thou mayst of thy might, to fret inward for losing such a loss. End of poem. Sir Antonie Sentleger of Sir T. Wyatt. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Thus lieth the dead that whilom lived here, among the dead that quick go on the ground. Though he be dead, yet doth he quick appear, by immortal fame that death cannot confound. His life for aye, his fame in trump shall sound. Though he be dead, yet is he thus alive. No death that life from Wyatt can deprive. End of poem. Read by Alan Mapstone. End of They Flee From Me and Other Poems by Sir Thomas Wyatt.